So we're sitting here at the lake with Miss Sandy Bell from Cindy's Fun. Hi, Sandy.
Hello, Sarah.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, good. We're talking here about the great strides.
For Cindy's Fun. It's to benefit Cindy's Fun.
So we're talking about the great strides 5K run.
And walk.
How about you say what we're talking about
Oh.
today? Apparently, I can't get it out.
Okay. We are talking about the Great Strides. It's a walk for cancer patients. This year we're doing a 5K run for the first time.
Oh,
And all the funds generated will go to Cindy's Fun. We help people in Garrett County with their cancer expenses.
okay, awesome. So, what date is that walk and run taking place?
Okay, it is on Sunday, May 17th at the Oakland Town Pavilion.
Is that where the farmers market
Yeah.
happens? Okay.
Yeah, I think in town they call it the Farm Fresh Pavilion, but I can't get used to that one. Okay, so registration is at 11:30 for the walk or the run because they're going to be leaving a little bit earlier. And then registration for the walk is at noon. We don't want the runners to be tripping over the walkers or vice versa. So they are going at different times. And hopefully the runners will be back so that they could bypass the walkers easily.
Gotcha. Now, are there prizes for the runners?
Yes, we'll have a little
Okay.
prize for each one, but basically it's a fundraiser for Cindy's Fun. But yeah, I think we did 5Ks a long time ago. Yeah, we give a little gift to the top people. It's divided up in age groups, the run, not the walk, so that, to be fair. But yes, we will be.
So you mentioned this is the first year of a 5K run. How long have you been doing the 3 million walk?
This is our 6th year.
Oh, wow.
And people have the choice between a 1 mile, a 2 mile, or a 3 mile walk. It's non-competitive. They go at their own speed. You can come out and just take a leisure walk.
Nice.
Yeah, we have food available for sale. We have a couple vendors there to sell things, and we'll have raffles. So it's usually a nice day. WKHJ is there to do a live remote, and then they play music during the afternoon.
Nice.
So it's a fun day.
Yeah. And this walk is taking place on paved trails.
Yes.
Yeah. So can we bring strollers or wagons or
Yes.
little strider bike?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. A whole family event.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
It is.
And this is a Sunday. So what a better way to spend a Sunday than out and about in Garrett County and Oakland. That's just taking a leisurely walk. If you're so inclined.
Yeah. Or you can come and sit. We have people that can't walk and they come and they sit and they're just there for the socialization and the events. It's nice for them too.
Nice. So what are your goals for this walk event? Are you trying to reach a certain number of participants, or are you trying to reach a certain fundraising goal?
We are not trying to reach a fundraising goal or a goal of participants. It's just one of our fundraisers with the Cindy's Fun. We have fundraisers to bring money in so that we have it to pay it out when somebody needs some assistance. So that's basically what we do. And we always have fun. It's always something to benefit the community. I mean, walking is good and yeah, so it's a win-win. Yep. Being outside. Yep. Unless it's snowing. On May 17th, when you just never know.
Gonna say, yeah, we can't be sure.
No.
We're sitting here chatting as we just received a March snowfall. So tell me more about Cindy's Fun. Take us back to the beginning. It was your sister who is Cindy, correct? And I apologize. I asked a question right as she took a bite.
Yeah. And these cookies are very good.
Shout out to Black Hawk Coffee and Kitchen.
Yeah. Cindy was my identical twin, and she developed ovarian cancer. And we were lucky that she survived for 8 years
Mm.
because it got her kids raised a little bit more. And the fun was actually started by the late Ralph Burnett, just court judge Ralph Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
He was dealing with prostate cancer at the time, and he and Cindy became close. They would rely on each other and ask questions, and hubby were on the internet too often. And a couple weeks before she passed away, he asked if it would be okay to start a fund in her name. And she agreed because she and I had talked before that if she was able to, one day she would try to help give back to people, because until you have this disease, you don't realize what all is involved. And it's important to give back.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruff did that for her. He he had the fund for a year, and he didn't want the family involved for a year because he just didn't think we were ready. But all he did, and I can't say all he did, was his goal was to supplement the grants that the health department received to do cancer screening, because at that time they only would receive enough funds to do cancer screening 9 months out of the year through the health department. And that's not right, because there's that 3 month lapse
Mm-hmm.
where they didn't have funds. So
So if you needed a screening after the funds were
you had to wait.
spent, just wait.
Yeah. So then he became tired and asked me to come on board, and I did. And then unfortunately he passed away. I wanted to take the fund in a completely different direction, because the grants only covered the 6 types of cancer at the health department. And there's so many other kinds of cancers. So, and you had age restrictions and just too many restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started it, and we started with gas cards, and we started just paying odds and expenses for people. Um, and also supplemented the grant that the health department. So we didn't ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
They continued to be able to serve.
What year was this?
2020. Wait, no, I'm wrong. 2003.
Okay.
hmm And so
20 plus years already,
yeah,
which
she's been gone like 22, almost 22 years. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So, as we grew, and, word of mouth in Garrett County is a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and people were getting cancer and needed help. So they would get in touch with us, or the health department refers them. We grew, we blossomed, we extended what we pay for, and that's how it's grown. We have a close relationship with the health department. And also, when the cancer center opened, I think it's been 10, 11 years, we work really close with them
That's the cancer center
up here in Oakland.
hospital. Is
Yeah.
it part of WVU
Yes.
medicine? Okay.
Yeah. And we also, we work close with the Schwab Cancer Center at UPMC in Cumberland,
Mm-hmm.
and with Ruby and Mon General. We work with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, close relationship. But we don't care where people go for their treatments. We have people that have gone to Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, um, New York. We don't care. Cleveland. We don't care where they go, because when you have a diagnosis, you need to go someplace where you think you're going to get the best care.
Mm-hmm.
So so far, we have paid out about $1.9 million in cancer expenses for Garrett County people in all these years.
I just want to reiterate that
Mhm. 9 million.
billion,
Mhm.
almost $2 million.
Mhm.
So just, I don't want to say just, but a small startup
Yep.
foundation that
Yeah.
saw a need and decided to fill it.
Mhm. And we're all volunteers. None of us get paid. Um, and the way it works is we have 15 we call them patient contact people. When we get a referral about somebody that has cancer, one of our patient contact people will take that person and they contact them and they kind of hold their hand through their treatments. They are someone to talk to. If they get bills that they can't afford, they give it to that patient contact person and they develop a liaison between their cancer and their care. Um, and they just see them through their treatments. And then after they go into remission, then they contact them like once every month or something just to follow up and see how they're doing. And we have a great relationship with Greg's Pharmacy. They're amazing. That's one of the benefits of a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody comes together and help the community, and the businesses in Garrett County are just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No. I'm just flabbergasted where that Cindy's Fund has helped folks with nearly $2 million worth of expenses. And I'm looking off the sheet that Sandy handed me here, and it's gas cards, medications, hotel stays, nutritional supplements, and other things that might be.
Anything. Yeah, anything pretty much that is a cancer expense, we will cover it. Clear Mountain Bank allows us the use of one of their rooms up in Oakland at their bank in Oakland, and we store things there. We have a huge room. I hope nobody ever wants to rent it out because we'll lose it. But we store wheelchairs, um,
Walkers.
toilet chairs, anything. Yeah,
Okay, I
we
had
have
no idea.
everything up there. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And is that just if someoe's in need, they would get in touch with the fund through the liaison,
Mhm.
patient advocate? Okay.
Yeah, we have lift chairs. Yeah, we have a pretty much a storage of supplies up there. Yeah.
Do you have hospital beds?
No, we don't. But the Kitzmiller Lions Club,
Mhm.
they are amazing. And if we need something, because they're just too big to store a hospital bed. And so we contact Wabi Record at Kitzmiller, and he usually has a bed delivered the same day.
Wow.
I mean, that's an amazing organization down in Kitzmiller. And I think they supply the hospital beds for hospice also. So, we can get anything you need as far as a cancer related item we can get.
Mhm. Now, what are the qualifications for assistance through the fund?
Really, we don't have any. Because if two people are working, no matter what their income is, and one of them gets cancer, and oftentimes they need to take off work. Well, if their job doesn't provide them wages, I mean, that hurts. People think they're in good shape, and then one of them gets sick, and they find out they're not in good shape for temporarily. And so what we do by paying all their medical expenses, that will clear up some funds that they can use for their food, their mortgage, whatever they have.
So do potential recipients need to just live in Garrett County?
Yeah, they have to be a resident. Unfortunately, yeah.
Or you have to draw the line
I
somewhere?
know, I know, but it hurts when there's people
Mhm.
like in Terre Haute or Eglin or Baird that need help, and it's like we just can't. You do for one, and then we'd have to open it up completely. And we don't ever want to run out of funds in Garrett County. And we've never, in all our years, we've never had to turn anybody away.
That's
So,
well, and I'm looking at the sheet again. So that the Great Strides Walk event and new 5K this year has raised over $220,000 just at that event. And that's been over 5 years.
yeah, there used to be, and I don't think they're as active as they used to be, but Gail Bosley, Sue Newton, Mark Green, they approached me 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and wanted to do a walk for us. Well, we started talking, and of course, with all these type A personalities, we started expanding what we wanted to do. And I think they thought the first year they'd bring in like $3,500 or something like that. And it I think the first year it was like 25,000, and last year it was like 40 some thousand. And it's just because we get sponsors, and yeah, you'll probably see us around town wherever.
Well, and I'm reading off of this list, and hopefully I can read the words in front of me, but they are still looking for sponsors for this walk and run. So you can be a sashayer for $50, a saunterer for $100, a stroller for $200, a stepper for $300, or a strider for $500 and above. So definitely collecting sponsorships, and you would get your logo on the shirt for the event
on the back
at
of the
most
shirt.
of those levels, not the $50 level, but you also will be on all written advertising and signs along the trail, and then especially on social media and part of the WKHJ live broadcast. So what a great way to help the community, but also get your name out there a little bit too.
And we also have been including some of the elementary schools.
Oh, okay.
So we go to a contact at the schools, and they have done fundraisers for us for this walk. And we send home this shoe puzzle, and they collect funds to fill up their shoe. Like the toe is $2 and the heel is $5.
Oh, okay.
So they take them home, and then we go into the school and tell the kids what is going on. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, we go in and they do a big walk at the school. And it's just a fun day for the kids.
Yeah.
And we bring in funds that way too. But Glades, Crowlin, Grantsville, Accident.
Oh, awesome.
We're going to reach out to Friendsville. Friendsville is involved this year in Route 40 school.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we just need to, and Swan Meadow, they're just, it's hard to get in touch with them because the principal is also one of the teachers. So, but yeah, those schools are involved, and their names will be on the back of the t-shirt also.
Awesome.
But the kids have a lot of fun. Yeah.
They're filling up their shoe.
Yeah, that's right. Or shoes, whichever they wanted to.
Yeah. Is there anything else we missed talking about with this run walk event?
No, I don't think so. We are currently, in the month of April, we have an event. It's called Sips and Suppers. And we are visiting a restaurant every week through the end of April, I believe. And people are asked to come out and have dinner there, and the restaurant gives us a percentage of sales for that day.
Oh.
Last night we had a St. Patrick's Day event at JG's restaurant, which was packed. It was wonderful. Next week we will be on Thursday. We will be at Tom and Eddie's from 4 p.m. to close. Following week will be at Rowdy Rooster. That week after that, April 15th, we'll be at Brewery and the Beast in the Accident. On the 22nd of April, we'll be at Pawn Run. And on April 27th, we'll be at Caddyshack. So a big thanks to all these restaurants that are participating and dine in, take out. If people come and eat there or take out, we get a percentage of that sale. And who knows in this restaurant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have to mention sips and suppers for Cindy's Fun or
No,
just
no.
everything that evening?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
generous of
nice.
them.
Very
To your-
generous.
To your point, local businesses just great in Garrett County.
I know, they really are. They really are.
So, is there anything that rises up for you as the story that's made the most impact, or the person that Cindy's Fun was most able to help, or is there something that really you think about at night and say, like, I'm so glad I was able to be part of that or help this person or this family?
Well, when you help a child, it always touches your heart.
Hmm.
We've helped numerous children over the years, and we are currently helping some children, and um, so that always touches your heart. But what we're finding is that more and more young people are getting cancer. We're seeing more people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s with cancer. And it's kind of surprising and that people are getting hit that young. Last night we were at JG's restaurant for St. Patrick's Day, and I looked around and I noticed all the women that had had breast cancer. And it kind of floored me because it was like, oh my goodness, they had breast cancer. They had breast cancer. They had breast cancer. I was like, wow, wow. There's I don't know why, but there's a lot of cancers popping up in Garrett County.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
It, it is.
Yeah, yeah. But we're here for medical expenses. We can help with that, so the people don't have to worry. We have people that haven't gone through their treatments because they couldn't afford it. We've had people that couldn't afford gas to get to radiation, and some people just didn't go, and that's criminal.
Mm-hmm.
It's criminal. So that's no longer an issue as long as people know about us. It's upsetting when I find out people have cancer or had cancer and they didn't know about us.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to get the word out, but I don't, and we work with the doctor's offices and the hospitals to make these people aware, but it's always, there's a couple that slide through
Mm-hmm.
cracks, and what do you do?
Would you recommend that folks follow you on social media as a way to stay connected, as just one of those things that you hope you never need, but
Yeah, we are on Facebook.
Mhm.
I don't do Instagram. I don't know how to do Instagram, or what's the other one? TikTok.
Or X. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of social.
X. I never heard of that. But yeah, Facebook. Yeah. And we advertise in the Republican, and um but yeah, we try our best.
Mhm. So, kind of one of the last questions here. In what way does your sister's legacy continue to guide your mission and vision for Cindy's Fund?
Just remembering what she went through and knowing that other people are struggling and and don't have the funds. And it's just as devastating to them as their diagnosis, that they're thinking, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to, I mean, you think of going to the hospital, Morgantown or Cumberland, for radiation treatments 30 and 40 times. That's expensive with
Mhm.
gas prices now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, so
Yeah. So even though it's been 22 years, it's
still going strong.
still going strong.
Yeah, we have the most wonderful volunteers. It's like sometimes other organizations have trouble finding help for their events, and we have the most wonderful people. And a lot of them we've helped, and they understand.
Oh. What other events do you have scheduled for this calendar year?
We'll be working at the fair,
Oh, okay.
and we have a booth at the fair, and that brings in a lot of money because our food, I will say, is some of the best at the fair. And that we're opening that up different times a year. We have Kindness for Kenzie. We've got a goat show we did last year. We're different things that we opened up the booth for. The 250th anniversary will be coming up, and
That's on July 18th.
yes,
A little plug.
yes, and we'll be there for that.
Okay. What are you serving that day? What is
a regular menu, which
is the chicken
chicken speed.
chicken speedy, right? What is a chicken speedy?
Oh my
Not that we need to
goodness.
go down this rabbit hole.
Oh, I know.
but-
It's going to make you hungry. Speedy sauce was invented in New York. The chicken is marinated in the speedy sauce, and then it is grilled with onions and peppers and cheese on a pretzel bun. And it is delicious. And then we have homemade crab cakes. We have a Bavarian grilled cheese. We have cheesesteak subs. 2 years ago, we came up with a chicken with the crab cake on top. What's that called?
Like a chicken Chesapeake.
Yes, chicken. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, sounds
Oh
good.
my goodness. That is delicious. So we have that coming, and that's going to be a lot this summertime. We do the Wine and Art Festival. But then on October 3rd, we're doing our annual lip sync event, which is very popular. It's where we get groups of people to lip sync to a song, and we have prizes, and Schweitzer's Barbecue is going to be catering, and we have it at the Elks, and it's always a fun evening. We have that, and then on November, it's that Saturday. Is it the 8th? The first Saturday, maybe the second Saturday in November, we have our Art Beckman breakfast, and that always draws a crowd. We have the best food, and the Beckman family is wonderful. There, you see them everywhere. There's an event. You see some of the Beckmans there. Yeah,
It's Garrett County for you.
Yes, yes. So that kind of in November, that's the end of our fundraising for that year, because with the snow, I hate to plan anything.
You can't plan.
No,
Yeah.
you can't. You can't.
So outside of those fundraising events, do you accept donations just at any time? Can folks reach out? How can they find you?
We have a website where they can donate through PayPal. It's cindysfund.org, or simply send a check to our mailing address, which is Cindy's Fund, P.O. Box 182, Oakland, Maryland, 21550. Make checks out to Cindy's Fund.
Okay, yeah. Financial support is always welcome. Is there a way to support someone with cancer besides financially that you've seen? Is there a way to support folks outside of Cindy's Fund? I mean,
the only thing I can think of, sometimes people need somebody to stay with them. While we do not offer those services, we can recommend places and people, but we don't do that. We're not trained to be caretakers.
okay.
That's the only thing I can think of, because we can take care of most everything else. The local cancer center for radiation treatments, if they're a patient there, they provide rides to Cumberland and Morgantown for radiation patients. But other than that, we give the gas cards to pay for the gas. Some people just like to drive alone or have somebody that they know take them. But there's also that service for people that don't have anyone to take.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to go through all of that. I mean, Cindy's Fund is really a staple of our community. I know anecdotally when people hear Cindy's Fund is involved, they know it's directly supporting people of Garrett County. And what more could you ask for? So,
Yeah, we're all volunteers. Every cent we raise, it's for the people.
well, great. Is there anything else you want to share? Or?
No, I think the best thing for people to do to help is just to support our events, and they're all fun events.
Yeah, we'll definitely put the contact information in the show notes here. But hopefully we see you out at the Run Walk on May 17th.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you.